Hello everyone and welcome to today's video. Now today I'm going to be talking about the LCQ results for North America, Emea, East Asia, Apac and South America. Before we get into the results, like and subscribe, it will really help me. So let's get into the results. Firstly, we'll start with North America and these are the participants. So just as a reminder, we have the Guard, Facelam, NRG, Shopify Rebellion, C9, Untitled Thieves, EG and Sentinels. All these 8 teams did compete for one spot in champions, and this is what the bracket looks like. So upper quarterfinals, obviously the first one that everyone was watching was the Guard versus Sentinels. Obviously, if you haven't seen my teams list video, which is actually pretty useful if you want to know who's in which team, and even though most of them, nothing's really changed, but it's also a pretty good reminder of who is in each team. The Sentinels signed Shroud and Zelsus. Now, I think they're both there were on loan, only in the LCQ. Could be maybe for champions if they actually qualified to champions, but they didn't, obviously. So the loan could have been extended, but I don't know. But it didn't really matter because the Guard actually won against Sentinels 2-1. It was a very, very close game though either way, so definitely a massive improvement for Sentinels, but it was not enough for them to win. Next up, we got C9 versus Shopify Rebellion. This game, I mean, the Fraction one went on forever. But C9, they did eventually clutch it up and they did win against Shopify Rebellion, which I did predict them to be one of the worst teams. But obviously pretty unlucky there, and I do hope that everyone Shopify Rebellion actually finds a team to be in the partnership for next year, especially B-Dog. He's an absolute he's a maniac. It was also pretty interesting as well that they couldn't actually boot camp because 4 of the 5 players actually got COVID. The early one was B-Dog, who didn't get COVID, but Moose did a phenomenal job either way. But pretty unlucky there for Shopify Rebellion. Next up, NRG versus 100 Thieves, and it was 100 Thieves winning this one against NRG. I was expecting a lot more for NRG. I really was. I'm severely disappointed in NRG. I thought they were gonna make it at least to grand final, if not maybe up to the low bracket final. But they severely disappointed me. It's just, I mean, 100 Thieves, they were like a pretty decent team to beat. Like, it would be really good if they actually beat against 100 Thieves, but 100 Thieves are just better. I mean, their new roster with like Will, Astonal, Derek, who else is there? Bang, and Stella. Phenomenal roster, and obviously they actually qualified into champions. It's all spoiler there for the grand final. Next up, Facelam versus Evil Geniuses. Evil Geniuses actually did put up a great fight against Facelam. For some reason they use Phoenix and Ascent. I don't know why you would do that. I mean, the only logical map that they can maybe use Phoenix in is Haven, maybe Pearl, but I think Jade or Raze. I mean, maybe Raze is actually better than in Pearl. Obviously, we actually haven't seen Pearl in a competitive match. Well, we have obviously with like the in non-Riot sanctioned matches. So obviously those are third-party tournaments. That's the only time that we've actually seen Pearl, but like in these like Riot sanctioned events, we have not seen Pearl at all. So I hope in Champions is actually a pretty good map to watch. But Facelam does win out against Evil Geniuses. Low round 1, we'll go on to this one. So Shopify Rebellion versus Sentinels. Sentinels get their first win since, when was their last win? I actually can't remember what the last win was. It was a long time ago, I'll say that. I think like in Challenges 1, first ever Challenges, that was the last win. So a pretty long time ago, I must say, in a proper, in like a Challengers or Masters. It's been a long time, we'll say that. But it didn't matter, because obviously they have finally won a match, which is really, really good. Definitely boosted up the confidence. Shroud did a phenomenal job. He did really good actually in this match. Also did really well, and they also have 10's full time on the champ as well, which definitely helped them. But really unlucky for Shopify Rebellion to go up against some pretty strong teams. The one who's really unlucky though is EG. They were also eliminated on the very first round by NRG. I feel like EG had a very unlucky bracket. They were definitely the weakest team out of the 8. But they did have to. But they obviously versed some of the best teams. I mean, they legit versed the eventual champions, being 100 Thieves, to qualify to champions. So, just like I say, very unlucky there for EG. But they still did a phenomenal job either way. But NRG was just better. Let's go over to the upper bracket semifinals, and Trent is actually back. I mean, I forgot to say it in the Sentinels match, but Trent is officially back, kind of. But the Guard did win against C9, against Cloud9. Obviously, this was also the team where they had Curry in. Curry actually did a pretty decent job as well. But it was too much for C9 to handle as the Guard wins that round. Next up, Facelam versus 100 Thieves. It was Facelam winning that one. I had a lot of high hopes for Facelam, and I was hoping that they would make it to the grand final, but sadly they did not, and they got eliminated actually by 100 Thieves in the lower final. So pretty unlucky there, but I mean still they won against 100 Thieves, being the only team to do that. Low bracket finals, we got 100 Thieves versus Sentinels. This was also a really good match, but it was 100 Thieves triumphing against Sentinels. That was not the correct word, whatever. It was still a phenomenal match, but obviously this was the end of the LCQ run for Sentinels, and also for NRG as well, who I am very disappointed in. I'm not really disappointed in Sentinels. I mean, I thought Sentinels was probably going to be decent, but not. I mean, I think I did predict them to be in the lower bracket finals, so not really. But realistically, I was a bit of a, I thought that maybe like Shroud was just gonna pop off instantly. But obviously it takes time, and I thought that's probably where we were going to finish. Maybe a bit more in lower bracket semifinals, but overall, I'm not really disappointed in them. Team who I'm very disappointed in is NRG. I had a lot of high hopes for NRG. I thought they were going to do phenomenal. I thought they were going to continue their run like they did in Challenges 2. They did not, sadly. Very disappointed in that. But it was C9 who win that one. So their bracket run was still live until they versed 100 Thieves in the lower bracket semifinals, and they got blasted. Well, not actually. It was still a pretty close game, but still, 100 Thieves winning that round against C9, further moving themselves into lower bracket final. Then upper bracket final, we got the Guard versus FaZe clan. It was the Guard winning that against FaZe, and then FaZe got officially knocked out by 100 Thieves in the lower bracket final, 3-0ing them. And then the grand final, it was 100 Thieves 3-0ing against the Guard. It didn't even matter that the Guard had a 2-map ban advantage, as the upper bracket team did not matter. They still won against, they still lost against 100 Thieves after even with a bit of an advantage with their map ban. So maybe 100 Thieves might be the new NA hope. We just have to wait and see though. Obviously, let's have a look at my Pickems. Let's just say they weren't that great. Yeah, it wasn't great, we'll say that. Yeah, I only got, how many points? I got 35 points. Jesus Christ. I got C9 and FaZe clan right. I got FaZe clan again right. I got C9 right. I really thought the Guard was gonna bomb out again, like they did last time, but they didn't. Just like I said, I had very high expectations of NRG. I've also had high expectations for FaZe clan, but they finished inside of the top 3, so that was good enough for me to be happy with. Very not happy with NRG though. They maybe I was a bit too much on a copium that their momentum from Challenges 2 was going to carry over to here. Yeah, it didn't really. So yeah, we don't really talk about this one, shall we? All right, let's go over to Emea. And this is what Emea looks like. Obviously, these are the teams, that's just as a reminder. G2, Guild, Team Liquid, Mech, Ascent, BBL, Na'Vi, and Oglu. Here are the results. Now, we need to talk about Oglu first, actually. Actually, yeah, let's talk about Oglu first. What were they on? That they beat G2 Esports, not twice, actually. Not twice. I was about to say twice, I was going to lose it. They beat G2 and Oglu. And Oglu, they beat themselves. Nice. They beat Guild Esports. Actually, I'm not surprised by Guild Esports. You're seeing getting rid of Ross. I knew it was going to be a challenge for Guild. I actually don't know where I predicted them to be. If I predicted them to be inside of the top 3, I am done. Actually, inside of the top 4, I'm done. Because that means I have shit analysis. But either way, we're still expecting Oglu to actually win against G2. I think I did say in the video that, I mean, there's a chance. Maybe I didn't. I actually can't remember what I said about Oglu and G2, but I said something obviously. But didn't matter. I mean, they beat against G2 esports, and they actually made a very competitive match against Mech as well. Oglu vs G2. Obviously, I had to say Oglu won that. Fiku got MVP. I mean, G2 got absolutely thralled by Oglu. Mech versus Ascend. I am very disappointed in Ascend. I thought with Link in the lineup, I thought it was going to be a pretty decent looking roster. It was actually decent on paper, but I guess it just wasn't good at all. So our last champions would not be defending their title this year. Mech knocked them out into the lower round 1. Mech Nats also got MVP. I mean, he was cracked on Chamber. I think it was on Fracture. I think it was. Was it Fracture? Yeah, on Fracture. He was cracked on Chamber. My God, he did. He was nasty. BBL versus Team Liquid. Not surprised at all. I mean, BBL, their only team that they can maybe win against is Na'Vi or even Oglu. Other than that, I'm not too sure who else they could beat. But easy victory for Team Liquid, especially on Icebox 2-0 for Scream got MVP. This one, I was first a bit skeptical about this, but then I realized Yassine is in it. I have no hard feelings about Yassine. It's just that I just think Ross is better than Yassine. He's just so much better. And I think they also have to change the roles as well, because Yassine, what was he? Wait, I can't remember what role Ross was. I think it was an initiator. I think. Or maybe he was just a flex. I'm not too sure, but maybe he was a flex. I don't know. Either way, no, good, not good. I wish I didn't bench Russ. Because I think Russ actually was their star player. I generally think. I mean, he had like an okay-ish performance in Copenhagen. Obviously, Safe popped the hell off though. But yeah, I just was expecting more from Guild. But because obviously they don't have Russ there, they could have easily made a top 4 finish, but they didn't sadly. So it is what it is though. Na'Vi getting that win. Lower round 1, G2 versus Ascend. Ascend, what the hell are you doing, Ascend? Oh my God. I don't know what to say about Ascend. I mean, I really don't. They've had a awful season. They didn't make any lane appearance, like no lane appearance at all. This is a severe disappointment and severe underperformance as well from Ascend from last year's champions. Obviously, it was a bit of an issue as well. They obviously have Vac, they have Monster, they also have Link as well. I don't know. I don't know if Link is going to be there next year, but we have to wait to see though. BBL is also out as well. Yassine actually got MVP, which is actually pretty surprising. I just realized that, so that's actually pretty mean now. But either way, I think Yassine just had like one really bad performance against Na'Vi, and then here they did pretty decently against they did really good actually against BBL. Man, Yassine actually did pop the hell off there. Upper bracket semifinals, Oglu versus Mech. Mech, obviously. I mean, it was actually pretty competitive, but Mech obviously got the win. Shadows got MVP there. Team Liquid, Na'Vi, Team Liquid versus Na'Vi. Liquid got the win. Yampi got MVP. No surprises there. So we keep moving on. G2's life in the LCQ continues as they win against Na'Vi. Averva got MVP. Oglu versus Guild. Breeze was a very long game. Haven as well. But Molesi and Oglu winning that match. A lower bracket semifinals, Nuki actually was MVP, which meant that G2 got the win against Oglu. Upper bracket finals was Mech who got the win against Team Liquid, advanced themselves into the grand finals. Nats was MVP. He's an absolute crap Chamber, I just want to say. I don't think he played Chamber here, sadly, but damn, he was cracked and against Ascend, I must say. But Liquid, they bounced back. They won against G2. Yampi got MVP. And the grand final, who got the win? It was Team Liquid. Team Liquid will be making their second LAN appearance this year. Obviously, first one was at Reykjavik. Then this one in Champions once again. So I guess LCQ really means Team Liquid time. So when in doubt, if there is an LCQ and Team Liquid are in it, watch out for Team Liquid because they're probably going to advance. It's an 80% chance, over 100% chance that they actually will qualify by the LCQ. Pretty unlucky there for Mac. I think this was also Purpo's first map as well on Breeze. With the Mac, as JD was out for the meantime, but pretty unlucky there, I must say, for Mac, because they actually look really good now. Hopefully they also get picked up as well, because Gambit obviously dropped them because of the Russia-Ukraine war, I'm pretty sure. Hopefully other rosters can actually sign them up. But I'm going to go a little bit quicker now. Let's have a look at my Pickems. Okay, so this is a bit better, I must say. I had a lot of high hopes for Ascend. As in, a lot of high hopes. Have you seen that shit? Yeah, I mean, I got it. I mean, I think the big one was I got Team Liquid right. So that's good. I got 70 points, as you can see right here. 70 points. Which I think is majority. No, it's not the majority. I don't know what the majority is. 35 points. 20 points. Okay, 20 points. But yeah, I mean, I'm disappointed in a sense. My God, I really thought Oglu was going to bomb. Okay, so now it's okay now. I did not predict Guild to be in the top 4. Thank fuck. I was gonna lose it, I swear. But yeah, I had so much high hopes for Ascend, but they just bombed out. I'm disappointed. I'm very angry about that. But either way, 70 points is not that bad. I'll take it. So move over to the next one, which I think is East Asia. Indeed, it is East Asia, and these are the teams: Maru Gaming, Damwon, On Slayers, Northception, Crazy Raccoon, Reject, Edward Gaming, and K1, not Cone. It's actually pronounced K1 Esports. So that's my apologies there. And this is the bracket. Now I need to talk about something. We need to address obviously the elephant in the room. Edward Gaming, they are actually cracked. It's probably also because that not a lot of teams really have any vaults that they can go with. But I just want to say Concom, who is actually ZMJJKK. Also, I didn't know how to pronounce it, so I just basically said what's on screen, which is ZMJJKK. Apparently, it's actually pronounced Concom because obviously that was his previous alias. So he's phenomenal, I must say. Nobody's also phenomenal as well. Everyone in Edward Gaming, what an amazing job by everyone from Edward Gaming. They didn't even drop a single map, which is crazy. It's crazy to think that, because Team Liquid dropped the map, and that was against Ogre of all freaking teams, and I think on Mech as well. This one, no single team even like was like, who was like the closest to even like 21-9, 19. I think that's definitely the closest one. Going to overtime. What was that, like triple overtime? I think that is. Is it triple, like quadruple overtime? Nah, that's enough. Nah. So let's just go to results actually. Edward Gaming versus On Slayers. Easy victory for Edward Gaming. They won against On Slayers. I'm not even surprised there. Reject versus Maru Gaming. I mean, I kind of did say Maru Gaming was going to struggle, and they did. They lost against Reject. Crazy Raccoon versus Damwon Gaming. Massively disappointing result from Damwon Gaming. I am so disappointed in them. I thought that they were going to. I think I predicted them to make it to champions, because on paper they had a really good roster. This is their roster. It looks really good, right? Texture, Esperanza, Xe, Lakia, Allow, Solo as their coach. I thought this team was going to bomb everyone out. Maybe other than maybe, I don't know, like I thought like who has sent the grand final? I actually can't remember who has sent the grand final. I think it might be Northception. But what are you doing, Damwon? Jesus Christ, guys. My lord. Northception versus K1. They demolished K1. My god. On Slayers versus Maru Gaming, very easy win for On Slayers. Actually, it was pretty difficult, but still they won 2-0. Damwon Gaming, what are you guys doing? K1 wins that match, pretty convincingly actually. Upper bracket semifinals: Redwood Gaming versus Reject. Redwood Gaming once again continuing their stretch. Northception versus Crazy Raccoon, the battle of the best team in Japan. It was Northception winning that one against Crazy Raccoon. That basically that further solidifies them as the best team in Japan. Second best team, I should say, behind Sega Division. Lower bracket final: Crazy Raccoon versus On Slayers. On Slayers continues their run. Reject versus K1. I don't know what the hell Reject was doing. They were probably asleep. K1 demolishing them. sweeping them off the floor. Lower bracket semifinals, Onslayers versus K1. Very close game, actually. It was going back and forth, but it was Onslayers who win that one at the very end. Upper bracket final, Edward Gaming versus Northampton. It was a very, very close game, especially on Bind. Intensely close game, that is. Edward Gaming winning that match. Onslayers versus Northampton. Onslayers winning that. Very close game either way. And in the grand final, Edward Gaming. What else I really have to say about this team? I was not. I thought I knew they were going to do well. Not this well, as they will actually qualify into champions. This also makes the first Chinese team to qualify into an international event. It's actually first try actually, which is really impressive. I think Edward Gaming is a team MVP. If we look at the whole the LCQ, Edward Gaming definitely. My God, they are amazing teams. I would not be surprised if they make like a team secret over the Crew Esports run like they did last year. I would not be surprised at all. But yeah, that is a phenomenal job by Edward Gaming. Let's have a look at my Pickems. Yeah, so I did predict Edward Gaming to be in the top 4, but I had so much high hopes with Damn One Gaming. I mean, what the hell are they doing? Literally, they're probably like jumping around like crazy chickens, crazy headless chickens. What are they doing? So much high hopes for them. So much. I just gave all my life to Damn One Gaming that they were going to make it the champions, being the second Korean representative for the since Berlin. Since Berlin? Yeah. I'm so mad. I am so annoyed right now. But either way, we move on. Let's now move over to Apac. As a reminder, these are the teams for Apac: Bleed, Onyx, Boom, Myth, Team Secret, Fancy United Esports, Griffin Esports, Cerberus Esports, Alter Ego, and Order. Well, let's have a look at the results, and this is the results. Order versus Fancy United. Order won that pretty convincingly, actually. I was pretty close on Fracture, but on Ascent, but Fracture was pretty easy. Alter Ego versus Cerberus Esports. Never surprised they were even. I mean, no disrespect to the Vietnamese side of Valorant. Well, I did say in my Pickems video, Hong Kong, Taiwan, Vietnam, and Oceania are the 3 weakest teams in APAC, or 3 weakest regions actually in APAC. They are weak, I just want to say. I am saying it also about my own region, Oceania. So I'm not being a hypocrite or anything. So yeah. Upper bracket quarterfinals, Boom Esports winning against Griffin Esports. Look, a 13-1 against Fracture against for Boom. My God. Onyx versus Order. No surprises there. Onyx winning that 2-0. Bleed Esports versus Alter Ego. Bleed Esports winning that. Not a surprise even 2-0. Myth versus Team Secret. I think I was incredibly nice to Myth. Oh boy. I was very, very nice to Myth. Team Secret winning that 2-1. Lower round 1, Cerberus Esports winning against Griffin Esports, no surprises there. Myth winning against Fancy United Esports, also no surprises there. Lower round 2, Order versus Cerberus Esports, no surprises there actually. I do think Oceania is the best region out of, like, if we're talking about all the 3 regions that I mentioned, Hong Kong, Taiwan, Vietnam, and Oceania is the best one, I must say. There's Vietnam, there's Hong Kong, Taiwan. I'm sorry to any of my Hong Kong, Taiwanese viewers. I deeply apologize, but that's just how that is. Alter Ego versus Myth. I do think Myth, well, actually Myth did win that against Alter Ego. Upper bracket semifinals, Boom Esports versus Onyx Esports, and it was Boom Esports winning that against Onyx. Bleed Esports versus Team Secret. Bleed continues their run. Team Secret versus Order. Team Secret ends Order's run in the LCQ, including Onyx, who ends Myth's run in the LCQ as well. Lower bracket semifinals, Onyx winning that against Team Secret. Upper bracket finals, Boom Esports winning that 2-1. The third curse continues for Bleed Esports as they lose against Onyx Esports. And finally, in the grand final, for the first time ever, either way, an Indonesian team will be at an international event, Riot sanctioned. And it will be Boom Esports representing the Indonesian region. Very, very close game though. No disrespect there. Very, very, very close. Everyone did a phenomenal job on both teams, so I'm never surprised there. I don't know who got MVP. I I was watching. I think like Famous did a phenomenal, did a really good job. I think Flips did like a really good clutch as well. But either way, phenomenal job by both of today's Indonesian teams. Obviously, both of them were fighting to actually represent their country to champions. So I'm not even surprised that they were fighting for their lives. But it was Boom Esports winning that match. Let's have a look at my Pickems. Not great. Not great, I must say. Really not great. Yeah, as you can tell, I was very high on Myth. Yikes. I was also really high on Onyx as well. Well, Onyx, I mean, Onyx made it to Grand Final, obviously. So I'm no surprises there. I got Order right, got Onyx right, but got Boom Esports right, completely right. That's all I got. I only got to 35 points. Oh boy. Yeah, I was really high on Myth. I thought Myth was going to pop the hell off, but they didn't. But that is just, that it is how it is, I guess. So can't really change it, but it is what it is. Let's now move over to South America, and these are your teams. So you got Nip, Keith Stars, or Viva Keith, Fury Esports, TBK, Crew, Fusion, Exolius Laser, and 9Z Team. What else do you expect that Crew and Fury made it to champions? I mean, I'm not surprised by Crew. Not even surprised by Furia. I think those two were maybe the top 3 best teams. Alright, for the results, we got 9Z Team winning against Nip. What the hell is Nip doing? I don't know how 9Z managed this, but I don't know how the hell they managed to do that. Mizu actually got MVP, so that's good enough, I guess. Fusion versus Fusion. Furia versus, well, actually, yeah, Fusion versus Furia. Well, you're like, yeah, like, whatever. Furia winning that. No surprises there. No surprise. TBK versus Crew. TBK made it a bit competitive. Especially on the last one, but it was Crew supposed to winning that. Keith Stars versus Exolius Laser. I think I predicted Exolius Laser to win that. I actually can't remember right now, but it was kind of like a shot in the dark. I was like, oh, why not? I mean, I bet like one of these Latin American teams are gonna win against a Brazilian team, and let alone 2 of them did. Well, yeah, 2 of them did, yeah. So lower round 1, Nip versus Fusion. Nip winning that. I mean, no surprises there. TBK versus Exolius Laser. Very close game, but it was TBK winning that match. Furia versus 9Z Team. It was Fury actually winning that, so I mean, at least they get to continue that. Crew Esports versus Viva Keed. Crew Esports versus Keed Stars. Once again, Crew continues their dominance in the South American region, winning against Vivo Keed. But they did win against Nip, which, I mean, I did say they were kind of the only team who could compete against Nip and Loud, so kind of makes sense there, but still very disappointing result for Nip. TBK versus 9Z Team, no surprise there, but they did make it very close though in Haven. Lower bracket semifinals, no, I was not expecting this. TBK winning against Vivo Keed, or Keed Stars, whatever you want to call them. Yeah, I don't know how the hell they managed to do that, but I mean, Tuzzy, go ahead, pop up, I guess. Upper bracket final for the first seed in the South American LCQ is Crew Esports winning against Furia 3-0. It was actually a pretty close game. They were in Ascend, they were really in Breeze and Icebox. And Furia versus TBK. We could have maybe had TBK make it to champions, but it was Furia shutting that down 3-0 with them. Still a very close game though on Ascent and Breeze. But I think TBK, they should be very happy with that result. They did a really good job, really putting them on the map. And maybe it's franchising, maybe in the American region. Actually, probably. I don't think so. I don't think they will. I'll be very surprised if they actually do, but I don't think they will make it to the American League for next year's franchising. Which also, I'll probably make a separate video on my thoughts on franchising. Let's just say I'm not a big fan of it. Let's now have a look at the Pickems. Not great. I mean, I got like 35 points, right? 35 points, yeah. Yeah, see, I can math. 35 points, so I guess not too bad. And yeah, I did kind of I did kind of pull in that maybe Furia might actually lose against Fusion, but yeah, that didn't really happen, I must say. So, but okay, I mean, not bad, but still not great. I was very high on Fusion though. I thought Fusion was going to do really well. I don't know. I'm like a Fusion simp. I'm like a Fusion fanboy now. I don't know why. I just am. I just thought like their team was going to do really well, but apparently not. Yeah, probably I am a Fusion fanboy simp, but anyway, that is how that works. I was not expecting 90 team to actually do well, but they did pretty decently actually as a low-lone team that actually beat out both Exodus Laser and Fusion. But other than that, that's really about all I can really say about the South America LCQ. So that's really about it for today. Let's have a quick look at all the teams who will be competing for the VCT Championship in Valorant Champions in Istanbul, Turkey. We got Optic, XZ, FPX, Fnatic, Loud, Leviathan, DRX, Zeta, Paper X, Xerxia, Hunter Thieves, Team Liquid, Crew, Furia, Edward Gaming, and Boom Esports. Obviously, when we get closer to the event, I will be making the teams list video. Maybe a day earlier, maybe 2 days earlier. I don't know. I'm not too sure where I'm gonna upload it, but we just have to wait to see there. So that's really about it for me. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Catch you guys on next time in the next one. Goodbye.